Good morning. Welcome to my first ever video log. Today we're going to be talking about contentment. Joseph Addison says, "A contented mind is the greatest blessing a man can enjoy in this world." I tend to agree, but I also believe that so often we don't really understand what contentment is. So instead of this thing of contentment being a gift, it becomes a curse. We chase after something that we don't know what it is or how to attain, and we keep chasing and chasing. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at one common faulty misconception of contentment. And then on Friday we'll be back and we'll be talking about a more accurate perception or image that everyone can relate to of what contentment really looks like. So to begin with our faulty definition, we start with a classic story of girl meets boy. Man, actually. She'd been watching him for quite some time at work, amazed at the way that when everybody else would get involved in the gossip and start talking about all the people and their coworkers, he would just walk away. Or the way that when everyone just did the bare minimum, he would do his best, no matter what. And then there were the times that they could talk in the break room and, let's admit it, they just went by a little too quickly. Well, one fateful Monday morning, he came up to her cubicle and asked if she wanted to go out Friday night. Did she want to? Of course she did, but she couldn't scream right there. It probably wouldn't be so proper. So she mustered as much self-control as she could, and she said, "I'd be delighted to." Well, she went home from work, and she pulled out that little black dress that had been hanging in the back of her closet for such an occasion. And well, let's admit it, it had been back there for longer than she really wanted to admit. So she figured she should try it on just to make sure it still fit. So she put it on and wiggled herself in and took a deep breath and she... no use. It just wouldn't zip. Well, this girl was on a mission. This dress was going to fit, and it was going to fit by Friday. So she did everything in her power to make sure she could get herself back into that little dress. She was going to the gym before work. She was doing exercise videos afterwards, and she barely anything at all week long. Friday afternoon came, and she pulled the dress out again. Much more apprehensive this time, though. She took a deep, deep breath and she... sweet success. Managed to get herself in. Well, she finished getting ready, and before long her date came and picked her up. Drove them to a restaurant, and he opened up the doors, and she was greeted by the most aromatic smells of hot, buttered bread, roasted chicken, vegetables. She was weak in the knees as they walked to their table, and she looked at the food on everyone else's tables, trying to decide what she was going to order. She sat there and looked at the menu. She knew she wanted a steak. This girl was hungry, trying to decide what size steak she was going to get, when all of a sudden it hit her. There wasn't enough room in that dress for her and a steak. So when the waiter came, she once again mustered that enthusiastic voice, even though it was fake. And she said, "I'll have a salad." Well, their food came and her salad was good, but it was a salad. Oh, but her date's steak sure looked good. You ever been there? Maybe not on a date, but maybe in a figurative sense. Psalm 23:1 says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." It sounds amazing, doesn't it? If you've ever seen an artistic rendering of Psalm 23, it might have the nice green rolling hills and a few white clouds along the horizon. And then, of course, there's a sheep sitting along the beautiful stream that rolls through. And I go, oh, yeah, that's what I want. I just want to be a sheep and just enjoy that. At least at first. But before long, I start looking around and I go, but I want that. Look at that. And ooh, I really, really, really want that. But the Lord's my shepherd and I shall not want, and I feel guilty. Anyone else? Have you been there with me? Well, don't worry, because you're not alone. In fact, on Friday, I'm going to post another video log, at least if I can get the technology to work for me 2 times in a row. And we're going to look at an image of what I've come to believe that contentment really is. So don't despair. I will be back on Friday. We will have our new image of contentment. And the next week, we're going to be talking about how to embrace contentment, how to become content. Thanks again for joining me on this first ever video log. See you Friday.